Who am I? When I'm old and gray, sitting back with time to spare, reflecting on my life, what will be the memories that stand out the most to me? What will be the experiences that have helped shape me into who I am? I'm sure that the story I'm about to share is one that I will remember for the rest of my life, as it has helped me to develop three of my most defining qualities: determination, positivity, and confidence. Acting has been a part of my life for as long as I can remember, as early as 8 years old. And I'm sure you'd be delighted to know that it was while watching the great legend and star, Hannah Montana on Disney Channel, that originally sparked my flame to pursue acting. I mean, which child did not want to star in their own show on Disney Channel and become rich and famous? Anyways, around that time, I started participating in my school's speech choir, where I was able to learn the foundation of speech performance from my coach, Mr. Mark Brooms, who I will never forget. He taught me to enunciate my words, project my voice, and put emotion into what I was saying through the use of body language and facial expressions. I've carried these skills with me up to today, 11 years later. It was this experience with my coach that really pushed me to pursue acting in high school. Although I'm gonna be honest, up until the age of about 15 years old, I was sure, 100% sure, that I would be magically scouted by a talent agent and I'd get to drop out of school and move to California and star in TV shows and movies and be the greatest actress of all time, and of course have my own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Needless to say, this did not happen. However, I was sure that if I put in hard work that I could make anything happen. So in my first year of high school, I auditioned for a children's pantomime called GEM, which stands for Greatness Exists in Me. I was scared out of my mind at this audition, not only because it was my first audition for a play, but because I had to dance and sing. And I don't dance, nor do I sing. However, I was willing to do what it would take to get where I wanted to go. And when I say I was willing to do what it would take, I was up there front and center on that stage dancing my butt off to the choreography. And as dumb as I assumed I looked, I didn't care because I was going to do what it would take. Thankfully, the humiliation paid off as I was casted as the lead role in the play. And the cast trained tirelessly for months after school on weekdays, on weekends, holidays, memorizing our lines, rehearsing our songs and dances. And then came the big day of the show. Even though it was so long ago, I still remember how I felt moments before my first scene standing in the wings. My first play and my first lead role, and I wasn't nervous. It wasn't because I was so confident, but more so that it felt natural for me to be on stage performing. Not only has this experience really solidified my love for acting and performing, but it taught me three important life lessons. The first of which was from the cast of the play. Most of the children that were in the cast were from inner city communities in Jamaica, which means that they came from extreme poverty. Working side by side with them really showed me how privileged and blessed I was to go to a good school, have two devoted parents, a car, things that we can often take for granted. It also showed me that you can never judge someone based on their background because you never know what could be going on behind the scenes in their life. The second lesson I learned was from the message of the play. As I mentioned earlier, the name of the play was GEM, which stood for Greatness Exists in Me. The message of the play was that despite your circumstances or persons making you feel like you're not good enough or where you come from, greatness exists in each and every one of us, and you have the power to make a difference. This experience was a really important experience for me as I was able to learn from a young age that I should believe in myself and that someone's negativity shouldn't bring me down. It was a really important lesson for me to learn because I've always been an extremely sensitive person, and whenever someone would say something mean or hurtful, I would really take it to heart. However, being in the play allowed me to see my worth and show me that my positivity is greater than anyone else's negativity. The third and final lesson I learned was from the audience that came to watch the play. Young or old, persons walked away feeling inspired. A lot of the children that came to watch the play were from a similar background to persons in the cast, which means that they came from extreme poverty. So having that message that greatness exists in you and having it resonate with the audience really meant a lot to me, and it showed me that as young and small and inexperienced as I was, I had the power to make a difference and have an impact on someone else. Of course, there are many stories that have helped to shape me into who I am, and hopefully by the time I'm old and gray, I'll have many more stories to share. But I know that this one is one I will reflect on for the rest of my life, as it has helped to make me who I am today.